Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and this is a video of a series that I've never tried to do before. So basically guys, in this video, I am analyzing gameplay from games where I get wins. The first one is this video is kind of just a test run, so it's gonna be longer, so it's gonna be 23 minutes long, right? I'm gonna probably cut some of it out, but so basically guys, what'll happen here is I'm basically going to analyze what I did, why I did it, how I got the win, and how you can implement stuff like this into your gameplay. It isn't a very high kill game. It's a pub because I was trying to get a win for this video, and I did. So yeah. So first I'm gonna lower my audio settings, just so that you guys are not deafened. Okay. So I've decided at the start of this game, I decide, well, I'm gonna go first drop. Okay, so I went Coral Castle, and yeah, so I'm going Coral Castle. This is basically just me dropping in, right? Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so I'm dropping in. I see people dropping in, right? So I see this guy, and I notice he's about to land here. So I'm like, okay, well, I've got contestants, so I was gonna land middle building, but I thought, no, I'm not gonna do that, because that's where someone else is gonna land. I was checking over here for loot, and I saw the little guys from last season that you had to give mats. I saw this chest at the back corner, and I said, okay, and this is where I went for this. Got a scoped AR and a porta-fort, and I'm trying to scope out buildings, maybe get mats and ammo right quick, and then, yeah, so I see the shark, and I kind of panic, and I swim over to the boat so I can try and escape, but then I hear a chest, and I'm like, oh, here's a chest. So, yeah, okay, and then I get in my boat, and I'm trying to leave so that the shark doesn't kill me, because that would be super embarrassing, right? And I go into this building, grab the charged, drop the charge for the pump because I like pumps better, and that is a lag spike. I don't know why. I think I lagged there in the game too, but yeah. I hear another chest as I'm leaving, and I find it really quick. I open it, and it's in there, so I don't do anything with it. And I figured that the harpoon would be useful over the porta-fort because harpoons are guaranteed to do 75 damage if you hit. And those helped me out early game a bunch, so I grabbed one just because I saw people laying here. And so yeah, loot that chest. I don't get anything good. And yeah, basically from here I keep looting, and so yeah, basically here guys, I keep looting, I farm mats. So I'm gonna be right back when I actually get to let's just say a part where I'm leaving Coral Castle. How about that? Okay guys, I'm back, and this is where I'm about to leave Coral Castle, and I hear footsteps, and I'm like, where are the footsteps at? And I kind of see that guy out of the corner of my eye, so I get up here for height, and I don't know what he was doing. I think it might have been an AI. I don't know why, but I'm getting like lag spikes only in replay mode, because that didn't happen in the actual game. And I'm having a struggle hitting my shots, because this guy's strafing back and forth, jumping up and down. So I just choose I'd end him with a shotgun. Give him a nice little shotgun blast to the forehead, and then I'm kind of doing circles just so I can get my boost and get up this waterfall, and I finally get it, and boom, I'm out of here. I hear guys fighting, and then out of my corner of the eye, yep, I see this guy, and I'm trying to rocket him or make him get in my boat, and then I accidentally ran him over. So that's really helpful. I mean, I didn't barely have to do any work. I take the revolver. I chose not to take the combat because they were nerfed this season a bunch. I see that purple dot at the corner, and yeah. So I see the purple dot, and I'm like, hold on, is that a llama? And I'm like, yeah, that's a llama. The storm's coming, so I know I have to be quick about this. I turn around to try and get this, but I think it was like glitched or something. Because like no matter how many times I tried to hit it with the missile, it wasn't doing anything. So I gave up, and I went for the llama. I was gonna be a little late, so I tried to hit it with that, but it basically kept overshooting and missing. And I think I hit it this last time, right? And it did nothing. So yeah, I basically just get out and get the stuff I need from it. I even drink this big pot here. And so yeah, so I'm drinking this big pot because I'm only at 50 shield at the time. So I'm drinking this big pot, and okay, I grab the minis and I grab the shockwave over the revolver. And I don't know why okay, that's my first mistake of the game. I should have taken the boat because the boats are way better than 2 shockwaves. But I don't know what I was thinking. I thought shockwaves were a lot better than that because I hadn't used them in a while. Because keep in mind, this is like my 4th game of the season. I see someone over there, and I was going to shoot at him. But as we could see, oh, it doesn't let me look at the map, I'm sorry. But Storm is super far away. I see this guy taking off in the helicopter, and that was my only chance to escape. So this is where I'm kind of like, okay, well, I have no way I'm getting out of here alive. There's no possible way. And so yeah, I keep running and I try and take this guy's loot, but it was really nothing. So I just take the mats. I think it was a Stark robot actually. And so I'm going down here, and this is what saved my life, okay? Because I know some people, they would have just either went straight for the vault or would have just kept going. But I found cabbages on some guy's grave, and I took them so that I wouldn't die on the way to the vault. And then I took the last one, grabbed the med kit, and I was out of there. So I appeared over here, and I was like, yes, because I think that also could go to a house. That would set me farther back than I already was. So at this point, I kind of got a little hope inside of me. So I'm waiting for that moment when I'm at 12 health so I can pop this med, which is right then. Yep. And so, yeah, I popped this med kit, and then I'm like, okay, I have to make a run for it or else I will die. So that's exactly what I do. I keep going straight. I try not to get distracted. And I see the edge of the storm, and I see that there's a river flowing that way, and I'm like, perfect. I escaped out of there with, I believe, 76 health. And I was at that health for a while during the game. So yeah, it sucks that I dropped my harpoon, though, because if I didn't, I would have had a lot more heals. So that's probably another mistake. I shouldn't have taken the SMG over the harpoon. I should have kept the harpoon because the harpoon would have definitely helped me in the time with the storm. I could have fished a lot easier instead of having to rely on my boat rockets that weren't working for some reason. So yeah, and I make it out and I'm like, wow, okay. And basically I'm just in awe for a little because I got out, but starting to think around here, how am I going to make it to the next storm? It was across the entire circle, and I was basically just praying and hoping I would get some sort of movement. And I just now realized around here, I was praying for a launch pad like the whole match, and I just now realized around here, wait, didn't they vault launch pads? So I'm kind of mad that they did that. But yeah, I got some crash pads, and that gave me a little bit of a boost, but not much. So at this point, my sister's in the room, so I'm asking her, hey, where's the nearest car for Frenzy? And she's like, I have no clue. So yeah, I'm basically stranded with no cars, or at least I think. So I'm over here, and I'm going to fast forward a little bit, right? And so yeah, now I'm like, okay, well, there's nothing in Frenzy, no heals I can use. I don't have any fishing rods or harpoons. And I was going to go down that river, and I was looking at the map, and I was like, nope, that's not the right way. So I gotta go this way. Storm's already started closing in. I'm probably 700 meters away. I'm probably gonna die here. And then I go over the hill, and I see 2 taxis parked right here, and I'm like, yes, my savior, let's go. And I get in, and it's at pretty good fuel. It's at 86, and so I cruise in this taxi until I get to where I needed to go. And this is when things start getting a little crazy. So I didn't mention this, but at the end of the first circle, there were only 19 people left. I don't know how that happened, but I was super confused too. So around here, there's probably 15 people left, right? And I'm going over here, and I was gonna farm some mats, right? And I turn around because I'm like, okay, that's not the right way. And on my way back, I see this dude going up the hill. Like, okay, I don't know how he didn't shoot at me, why he didn't shoot at me, but it was obvious that he was afraid. And this is a clip that I want you guys to see, this entire fight here. This is why you should never... Oh yeah, I did that because there were people shooting behind me, by the way. I heard someone try and snipe at me. So this is why I practice, because I've practiced this scenario probably 100 times in my head. I got a cheeky 27 tag on him there, chipping his health, edit the box, boom, 90 tag. he tries to place a trap, but he accidentally places it on the stair, right? So I go over here, make the edit right there, and I know he's going to try and predict it, so I go off to the side, and boom, he's dead. And I knew that the trap was there, so of course I didn't go on it, because that would have been super, super duper sad. I believe I decide that I'm going to drop my tactical one. No, I don't. Okay, never mind. I think I already had a tactical one at the time. So yeah, now I'm just trying to figure out where's the guy that was sniping at me. I see that box and I'm like, okay, well he must be over there. But no one's over there. So I'm kind of getting a little confused here, right? And I'm like, okay, well where is this guy? You know, because I can't find him. I couldn't find him the whole time. So I'm looking around like frantically, like where is this guy? Did I just lose a kill? And I believe that that's exactly what happened, because I didn't end up finding him for the rest of the match. He probably got killed in the time that I was fighting that guy. But yeah, so right now I'm focusing on getting to Circle, because Circle isn't that far away right now. So I'm not too concerned. These fireflies, I think about grabbing them, and I'm like, no. And I see this guy launching fireballs. And I'm like, what on earth is this dude doing? That's not what I did in the game. There you go. Replay's laggy today. Jeez. And so, yeah, so I'm going in this house because I thought he was going to start shooting at me. But it looks like he was shooting at somebody else. So I was like, okay. And I try and get a couple shots in, but I couldn't see the guy anymore. So I started to shoot at him, and he got the OM. I shouldn't have ever shot at the other guy. That's another mistake I made. I should have kept trying to get a better angle on the guy that I was previously shooting at, because later I realized that was an AI. So I didn't really have to worry about him trying to shoot at me. But yeah, I was worried about it because I thought he was going to see me. So now I'm trying to get height over the guy because he isn't in Circle and this mountain is in Circle. So I'm trying to get height over him over here. And someone's shooting at me from behind. I'm sure you guys just saw those bullets. And I'm like, okay, where is he? I make sure to make the walls too high on my back. That's what some people need to start learning. Because especially if you're getting sandwiched like that. There was a guy in front of me, and then there was that guy behind me. So I focused on one of them, and I put 2 walls up behind me. And I start absolutely lasering this kid. And no, I'm not a controller player, so don't start coming at me. Okay? Start getting some mats, because I notice I'm not too good on the mats department. And I'm like, okay, well this guy is. I'm looking at him. I tag him again. I believe I tag him again shortly. And get outside a circle, so I move this way a little. And yeah, I do the 2 wall high thing, because at any point someone can build a ramp and boom. But you'll know that they're there if you do 2 walls high. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. And I tag him again, yeah, just like I said. And right now I'm kind of trying to push him, because with my calculations he was at like 30 health and I knew he was going to heal. Then I heard footsteps above me. Like when I was on that mountain, I heard him right next to me. So that's why I put a pyramid above me when I did this. And I'm like, okay, well if he's been healing, he's already like 100 by now. And replay's lagging. But yeah, anyways, I gave up and said, okay, I'll build a box. And then Storm came and I was like, okay, bet. So I start running up this hill, right? And I'm like trying to figure out where this dude went. Storm's coming soon, so it's either he left or he's still there. But I turned my back on him for a little, which is another mistake. I probably should have kept my eye on him and not let him escape with the health that he had. And then I light the campfire and I stoke it, and yeah. So it's because I was at 76 health still from getting out the first storm, so I needed that super bad. And I was only on 50 shields, so I was like, okay, bet, chug splashes. And I get my minis on my way back. So here I've got 2 stacks of minis, I believe a blue AR, a blue pump, and a blue tactical SMG. So I'm not doing too bad right now, you know? I've got decent loot. There's people left, I'd say, right? So that's my old boat that I was using to get up here. And I noticed that his place was already in storm, so okay. He's not there anymore, right? So I'm starting to head for retail, and there's no signs of anyone being there, so I'm kind of just getting more materials right here. Right? Okay. So I'm getting more materials, and I'm farming brick, I'm farming wood, and I'm already doing pretty good on metal. I had used most of my brick in that fight against the default that tried to place a trap on me, so yeah. That's why I was trying to farm brick and wood and stuff. And then I hear shots this way, right? And I'm like, oh, bet, okay, there's people fighting here, and I see their fights, and they're at the edge of storm. You could see them back there. They're being eaten up by Storm right now. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go push. Because why not? Like, I definitely would. I mean, I'm in circle. That Storm's about to stop any minute now. And this guy, I could tell he's a sweat. So I start going full sweat mode on him. Get a cheeky 90 tag here. Making edits. That's lag. I didn't do that. Replays are so laggy. Oh yeah, and then this guy with the powers comes in, and I just demolish him here. Yup. Grab his power, build above me, and I start trying to knock this guy down, because I was like, okay, well, you're still up there, but apparently he wasn't. I have no clue how he got off, where he got off. So yeah, I'm like, okay, well, where could this guy be? And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I go back here, and the guy's body that I killed. I took his pump, and I took his AR, and I was gonna take the med kit, and I said, no. And then I think I went back for him. I didn't? Okay. I know I dropped the gauntlets at one point. I just thought that was it. And I see the guy that escaped. Tag him for 28. And he gets killed by someone else. And I'm like, okay, buddy, you want to yoink my kill? And I start getting mad and spamming my gauntlets at him. And then another dude shoots at me from that roof. And I'm like, okay, I'm sandwiched. And that's lag. I didn't do that. I think I healed right there. I popped a mini. And then this guy blasts out of here. And I'm like, how? And then I see that they're fighting. Or at least I hear that they're fighting. I saw one of their heads poke out. And I was like, yep, they're fighting. And I go down there and it's this Groot. And I'm like, okay, well, if Groot can lead me to the guy that he's fighting, that'd be insane. And I'm like, oh, here you are, Groot. But no, it wasn't Groot. It was the guy that he was fighting. So I pop him there, and that's his. So I know that the Groot can't edit down on me. I know I dropped my mythic. Yeah, I dropped my mythic for that other mythic because it's a lot better. Dropped my SMG for the golden tack. And then I take the Silver Surfer surfboard, and I'm like, well, where is this guy, though? And I couldn't find him anywhere. And I'm like, oh, okay, here he is. Like, that's gotta be him. Or at least that's what I was in. I looked at his skin, and it wasn't Groot. It was somebody else, and I was like, okay, that's lag. That's lag. And I start building up, and yep, it's someone else completely. And this guy just starts spraying at me, and I'm like, okay, hold on, let me take a mini. And I start thinking about what I need to do here. So I know he's about to peek, or at least I thought he was, so I edited that because I was gonna try and get a shot off on him. And then he starts making moves like out the blue random, and I'm like, okay. And I knew I couldn't get height here, so I kind of just let him have it. And I don't know why that stair was rotated, but it was. And I hear this other guy, and I'm like, okay, well, that's got to be the Groot, right? But I knew I was getting killed from the guy who picked up my gauntlet that I dropped and the guy up there. So I pick up the helicopter, and the Groot was trying to knock the other guy that I was just now fighting down, and me, right? So I'm like, all right, then. I got one option here. I couldn't go down and fight both of them when they're sandwiching me. That's lag. Hold on, guys. I need to rewind. Right. Alright, here you go, guys. So this is when I'm over here, and I'm like, okay, well, he's shooting at me. There's only one option, and okay, I think the replay might be a little corrupted. But anyways, I knocked him off of his ramp with the helicopter, did 50 damage, and put him in storm. And that gave me a limb, which I didn't even know that I killed him. I didn't even know that I killed him. But apparently I did. Yeah, because I saw his loot right there, but I didn't see that in-game. I was like, okay, there's still 2 people left. I can't fight this guy. And I was kind of scared. And then here's the Groot with his powers just spamming, of course, like they always do. And I'm like, alright, well, I've got to somehow win this. And I look at that stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, bet. It's a 1v1. I didn't know that. So I start trying to play more aggressive. And then he's hitting me and actually doing some damage. So I'm popping minis here. Because I still had some from early game. And I'm pushing up at him. He's just constantly running. I think he was low on mats or something. Low on health, low on mats. It's one of those. So then he goes down here. And most of this stuff... That's lag again. And most of this stuff is mine, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I can easily outmaneuver him through these builds because I can edit most of them. Because when I was running from him, I kept building, and it gave me more, I guess you could say, territory. And so, yeah, that's what happened, basically. And I see him right here, and he catches me off guard, but he didn't hit me, so it's all good. It's all good, it's all good. And then I see him, and he's going through my builds. And I'm like, okay, buddy. And I edit out the top, and all of a sudden he's gone, and I'm like, all right, he's building all on me. And I didn't know that guy was dead yet, so I was like, okay, well, this has to be the other dude. And I look at him, and I'm like, no, that's the Groot. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Boom. Spray him. Dead. GG, boys. So, yep, I basically emoted on him here. And so, yeah, that was the 8th phase of the circle. Dang. And that match was 23 minutes long, meaning that this video will probably be around 20 minutes long. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And bye.